Nigeria Customs Service has returned 21 stolen luxurious vehicles valued at over 1.8 billion naira to Canada. These vehicles were smuggled into Nigeria by a criminal syndicate exploiting the country's ports and borders, making Nigeria a significant hub for stolen vehicles in West Africa. Controller General of Customs Adewale Adeniyi highlighted the growing problem, noting its negative impact on Nigeria's automotive market, security and international reputation. He also expressed concern about how this illicit trade underlines President Tinubu's economic reforms aimed at enhancing Nigeria's role in global commerce. To tackle the issue, the NCS initiated Operation Hot Wheels, a collaborative effort with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Canadian authorities, and international law enforcement. The operation emphasized intelligence sharing and surveillance to disrupt trafficking networks. Adeniyi urged further actions to secure Nigeria's borders and restore trust in its trade system. So, Mr. Kale, what's your take on the story? When did Nigeria become a hub for stolen vehicles?
Okay, thank you, Wendy. But I think these things have been happening over time, and most of these criminal syndicate they've been doing this and they've been very successful. It's something that a lot of persons have been doing. They bring in these cars, they sell these cars. We've had period where people are accusing custom officers of being partners in crime. But I'm happy that in this case, we're seeing a Nigerian Customs Service that is living up to the billing, that is very, very concerned about protecting our public image and making it hard for criminals. Yes, but this is a business. It's like an industry. People steal and they bring it they cross the borders successfully, peacefully. They've been doing it. It is not a one-man thing. It's not the first time it has been happening over the years, and not just peculiar to Nigerians, but other African countries as well. So we cannot say it's Nigeria, it's about Nigeria alone. We can not also say that these people are doing these things and the customs of the really admitting these things that they are not aware. They are. But I want to appreciate the custom for saying this should not happen. But it should not stop at one person. They need to go on. They need to make sure that not just returning these vehicles, get that guy locked up, get every other person that is doing this locked up. This is how to clear your image. This is how to tell people that we are getting to the era in our country where you can do business with us because we don't tolerate criminals and we will not allow criminals to have that free run when they try to steal into our country.
Okay, Mr. Benson, I want to ask, do you think there is something wrong with the ports and borders that make it easy for these vehicles to be smuggled into Nigeria?
Well, that's a good question. First and foremost, borders all over the world have challenges. Even America, you always hear Donald Trump talking about building more walls and all that. So yes, we have areas that we need to tackle as far as borders are concerned. So we have not really done enough to see our borders are good. But again, things don't just happen without people you partner with. Even for your borders to be secure, you need to partner with external persons, in other countries to secure your borders. And if you look at the storyline, I would commend the customs. We have done very well, being able to identify what is stolen and brought to our country, and now they are returning. But again, I would like to see a situation where names of these syndicates are mentioned so that we know the people who are behind this kind of theft. And as far as image building is concerned, it's a good one for us. But again, I want to see a situation where we don't make politics of progress we are making, but rather focus more on the job. Because a lot of work needs to be done. And if you look at the analysis, it's saying in the years before now, it's only 56% of stolen vehicles that have been recovered. That is not really a fair one for us. We can do more than that. If we are around 80%, we have been better. So I want to encourage the custom to do more. And there is need to always identify who are responsible so that we know whether it's people from the elite class. Because if you look at the cost of these vehicles, they are enormous. Who is buying them? the vehicles you are buying, here's the source and all of that. These are things that we need to do. There are no cars you drive around the town that people will not draw attention. For now, that is what I have to say.
Sent continuously into Nigeria, making Nigeria a hub for stolen vehicles. It means that there is a market for these things. How should this issue be tackled? How can this market be disbanded? Mr. Keo, the question is for you.
For me?
Yes, please.
Okay, for me, what I believe is, first, what are the processes? What is on ground, because I believe that most of our borders, they are not strengthened enough in terms of workforce and technology that is required to man those areas. And again, our representative abroad, in terms of looking at what comes into the country and our partnership with other stakeholders, I think there's a lot that we need to do. We cannot achieve this height on our own, but we need to partner with others in other countries and improve in technology and our border lines, manpower, and every other thing that is needed. I think that will go a long way if they are properly handled and looked at.
Okay, Mr. Keo, thank you so much, Mr. Benson. Mr. Keo, do you think that this issue can be totally eradicated in Nigeria?
Oh, never. You can't. Wendy, thank you. I don't believe you can totally eradicate this kind of crime, but I believe you can make it difficult. When the business is not, when it's very difficult, when you notice that most of these issues happening around our borders, our port, and the country generally, as long as people are doing things and they can get away with it, you will see more persons. In fact, they will even have new recruits. They will build a cartel from it. So I don't believe that we can get to that point where it is like 0%. Yes, not just Nigeria. It is a global phenomenon. You have people that will definitely be doing this. But my concern is making it difficult for people who get into this kind of criminal trade. My concern, making sure that people doing this will find it hard to cross our borders. Our ports should not become that safe spot for them. When you're stealing cars, and every time you see people do this, these cars are impounded, these cars are returned, the people responsible are arrested, prosecuted, and people see this happening. A lot of persons will know that it's not a lucrative business, it's not a safe having, and they will want to push their direction to maybe any productive endeavor. Sometimes they switch crime. We know that's very possible, and that happens a lot. So, but the effort, that conscious effort to make sure that this is not thriving in Nigeria, that is what we are telling the government and the custom authorities to ensure that that is happening. Because our public image is important. When people know that, let's think about this narrative. When people say, if you steal a car, you take it to Nigeria, they will find out. They will arrest you, they will impound the car, they will send the car back. The next thing is these criminals will look for somewhere else. And that's exactly what we need for our country. You clean it up. I don't know if it's possible to bring it down, but I know that as long as there is poverty, as long as people are trying to survive by all means in any society, they will resort to crime. And that's what we're facing as a country. But when they resort to crime, the authorities will make sure that they do their best to tell them that it is not just criminal for you to take this part. It is also going to steal your opportunity. It will take away your freedom. You will rot in jail. You will be penalized. You won't make profit out of it. And that's what I see for our country. And that's how I'm seeing it. Bring it down to zero. I can't speak and I doubt, but bring it down to the barest minimum. Make it difficult for these criminals. And I know that will be very possible.